What's up, guys? It's your buddy 5-Bar Doom. I just wanted to give you a little weekend foosball update. It's Sunday morning. Just woke up, going to CrossFit in 45 minutes, and had a pretty good night of foosball. Actually, the last couple nights were pretty fun. So Friday night, went to Grady's, and they had a pretty nice combination of tournaments up there. So every week at Grady's, they've been running 2 tournaments. And they've been kind of switching up the formats weekly. This one was kind of the holy trinity of formats because they ran a singles tournament and then they also ran a bring your partner. To me, like, as far as foosball tournaments go, a singles tournament and bring your partner, those are like the number 1, number 2 formats that exist. So it was really cool to see that. Singles is handicap singles, which is fine, I suppose. They had it was handicap singles. It was single elimination, race to 7. I was able to win that tournament. There were 12 players in. It paid out 100% to first, which obviously I love it. So I got $60 for that, which is a pretty sweet payout. Sad to say, but it is pretty much the best payout I've gotten in years in foosball. So that was sweet. Who was the best players in the tournament? I was surprised I didn't run into Mike Chenard, or a tree cutter, as they call him. He was probably the other one of the other really good players in that bracket. In the finals, it was me versus Jay Junkin, so Jay got second. And yeah, it was a pretty fun tournament. I pretty much dominated, to be honest. It was pretty high scoring and low scoring on the opponent's side, so that was cool. In the bring, I played with Jay, and we ended up getting second. It was pretty fun. We had some good matches. Brian and Owen teamed up. Brian had one of his classic meltdowns. It was pretty hilarious, honestly. He was going absolutely berserk. So, hey, Brian, if you know Brian, sometimes this can happen. And for some reason, I feel like Grady's triggers Brian a lot more than a Bebo for some reason. So yeah, Brian melted down, and so they got third place, Brian and Owen. We got to the finals against Tree Cutter and Steve. God, I forget his last name, but he's the guy that invented the roller, apparently. And it was pretty fun. I blocked for the top of the winners bracket. I did a really bad job blocking Mike. But in the losers, I did a little bit better job. Jay had some trouble scoring. Steve was blocking really well. So we ended up losing that match as well and getting second place. But overall, good night of foosball. Got first in the singles, second in the draw. Then last night, or not draw, in the bring rather. Then last night, I went up to Abibo for the weekly mega draw and bring your partner. In the draw, I started out pretty good. But overall, didn't play that great in the finals. In the first match in the finals, we lost. We did have a consolation match for third place. I played with Jeff against, I think it was Mike Beatty, and I forget who Beatty partnered up with. But we won that match for third place. Unfortunately, the stream died. So at Abibo, the Wi-Fi is just really bad. And what happens, unfortunately, with my GoPro is if I'm streaming and then the Wi-Fi, like, it cuts out, or, it doesn't have as good of a connection as it needs or something, the stream dies, which is okay, but then also the recording stops. So, and it's a bummer, man. I know there's a very small group of people watching this live stream, but they are kind of like dedicated to watching it and they really like it. So sorry, guys, about the live stream. I apologize. I did not start up the live stream again after it died on me. Like I said, it actually died before I started that third place match, which is a bummer because I like to record those matches so I can, do the commentary on them later. So that match is lost. Not a big deal, but I didn't restart the stream. Then in the bring, I played with Mike Beatty. And it went pretty well. We got up to the top of the winners bracket. Then we had to play Bob and Chris. We got all the way to Meat Nut, 4-4 third game. I even had a shot to win it and blew it, unfortunately. And we came back and we double dipped them in the finals. So that was awesome. We beat them 4 games straight in the finals. My 3-bar was on fire. My 5-bar is honestly pretty bad last night, which is a bummer. And I'm not sure why. I think one reason, I haven't been playing as much at home with Beth. For a while we were playing like every day. We just play singles. Haven't been playing as much lately. So I think that is contributing to my 5-bar being pretty bad. I haven't been practicing at all, which is pretty much my standard thing. I never practice. So, but my 3-bar was absolutely on fire. One thing that was sick about the finals is I kept just hitting these insanely deep pull sides on Bob. I mean, I just could not be hitting this pull side any more perfect on my roller. And then at one point, during the actual finals, I saw Bob turn to Chris, and Bob said, "Is he hitting that long?" And Chris is like, "No, he's splitting you." You know what I mean? And I heard it, and I was so happy because I knew he wasn't splitting. I wasn't splitting him. I was just hitting these absolutely perfect longs, right? Then after that, at least like the ball after that, Bob came so much more off of the pull side because he thought I was splitting him. So I'm just like, boom, just blasting these long pulls. It was fantastic, man. Absolutely loved it. So we ended up winning that in 4 games straight. So I didn't, my undefeated streak is broken, but I did have a pretty good weekend. Won singles, got second in the Bring It Grady's with Jay. Oh, and then in that tournament also, I played goalie 100% of the time. I didn't play one ball up front. I texted Jay, "Hey man, are you going to Grady's?" He said he was and wanted to play the Bring. I was like, "Sweet, but you're playing front." And I like playing with Jay. I like playing with Jay for that reason, because a lot of times what will happen is I will get a partner and my intention will be to play goalie the whole night. But as you know, I'm not as good of a goalie as I am forward. You know what I mean? And also, in foosball in general, the forward kind of dictates how good you're going to do in the tournament. You know what I mean? That's why I'll call, if you see these goalies that are pros where, maybe in singles they're an expert or even lower, that's where I get the backpack term from. You know what I mean? Because if you're a goalie, you can really help out your forward, and it does play a critical role, but ultimately the finish that you get is going to be a lot determined on the skill of the forward. So, you can help out as much as you can in the back, but it's hard to win games from the back. You know what I mean? You can stall, but you can't necessarily win matches from the back. It's hard to score 10 points from the back. You know what I mean? Almost never happens. So I played with Jay. He played forward the whole time. He played really good. He had some really good passing. Steve blocked him pretty good, but Jay did really good in the other matches. So it was a lot of fun, and it was nice not switching and just kind of trying to ride it out and see how far we can get with me in the pits. My blocking wasn't too bad. I scored a few as well. I'm kind of getting over my aerial addiction. I didn't shoot as many aerials. I shot maybe 3 aerials the whole night. And, I was just shooting regular 2-bars. I did score a few. Now, maybe 3, 4, 5 2-bars throughout the night. So it was fun playing goalie. And hopefully I'll play some more goalie in Brings upcoming. But man, overall it was a really fun weekend. It's great that they're just consistently running 2 tournaments a week now. I mean, well, actually 4 tournaments a week, but 2 nights a week. Fridays at Grady's and then Saturdays at Abibo. Although actually, I heard next week they might not do Saturday at Abibo. So just a heads up. Watch the Metro Detroit foosball account on Facebook. Also, I'll share the flyer when they post it. But it's possible they might not do a tournament next week on Saturday. Fuad was talking about potentially doing a tournament on Sunday, Sunday afternoon or something. So I'm not too sure what's going to happen, but it's possible next week's schedule is slightly different here in the Detroit area. So that's about it for my week in foosball. Had a pretty good, successful weekend. I definitely need to practice more. My 5-bar is looking pretty bad, honestly. It's a crazy feeling for me when my 3-bar is just like on fire and my 5-bar is struggling. That's just not the situation I'm used to. You know what I mean? Like for years and years and years, I just had this amazing 5-bar that was just unstoppable, and my 3-bar was just hot garbage. You know what I mean? Now it seems like it's kind of switching a bit to where my 3-bar is actually pretty decent. There's still a lot of problems with it, but I certainly don't feel the terror that I used to feel when I got the ball on my 3. Before I would just get so many 3-bar possessions, would never score, and that was just sort of the story of my life. You know what I mean? And I would be shooting a lot of hooks, and in singles I still shoot a bunch of hooks. Not just hooks, I mean just like any kind of 5-bar shots. When I cast these matches from singles, you'll have to check it out, man. It's just like I shot so many 5-bar shots, and it really makes it a lot easier to win the game when you'll hit like 3 5-bar shots a game and only need to hit a couple up front. And that's kind of my style in singles. So that's it for this week's update in foosball. If you came out, I hope you had a good time. If you're watching the stream, sorry that I had to just stop doing the stream. It is pretty frustrating, but it is what it is. The Grady's one ran all night, and that was great. They have a little bit better Wi-Fi, and also, honestly, the bar is just kind of empty, so I figure there's not as many people using the Wi-Fi. But I wonder also at Bebo, like we're in the back of the bar, so I wonder if there's just some like connection issues, like their hotspot or whatever, their router is like in the front of the bar, or I'm not too sure, but it just seems like there's always some Wi-Fi problems at a Bebo compared to Grady's. So next week I'll try to stream again, but I do kind of prioritize making sure the matches get recorded so I can do the commentary on them. That's really what I'm all about, and the stream is like a nice to have. So that's it for that. But anyway, thanks guys for watching. I appreciate the support, and thanks for all the likes and comments on the stream and whatnot. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. I would appreciate it. And next week, I'm not sure what the schedule is. It's possible I might skip the either Friday night or Saturday night tournament. I'm not too sure yet. We're talking about maybe having some people over, something like that. So I might skip. It's been a lot of foosball lately, honestly, dude. I've been playing, every Friday and Saturday night. Kind of eats up the whole weekend, which isn't bad. It's fun seeing you guys. It's fun playing some foosball, and I have been pretty successful over the last few weeks, so that's pretty cool. But it's possible maybe I'll take like a short break. I do have a bunch of matches to cast, and I kind of have like weeks and weeks of matches built up at this point, so I can still schedule. I can still have matches going up like every single night and skip a week or two of foosball if I had to. I'm not going to skip like 2 weeks, but I might skip a night here or there. So anyway, thanks guys for watching. I do appreciate it. I'll be back on here next weekend to, every night I'll keep posting matches at 7 p.m. and I will, stream the next tournament. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.